Here's the deal. Now, I know a lot of you are religious in some sense. And to be quite honest, I'm pretty laissez-faire when it comes to belief. But ultimately, we have to face facts. And the fact of the matter is, spirituality is stupid. God is the proverbial in man's intellectual progression. Why is it here? Where did it come from? How did it, God. So God is essentially manifested by man's insecurities and ignorance. A delusion created to comfort and control the idiotic masses with some imaginary parental figure that guides them through life when they're too ignorant and lazy to think things through, make tough decisions, and guide themselves through lives logically. No different from the fast food combo menu. Regardless of the religion, spirituality seeks to fill a void as well. An escape from one's own responsibilities, to boost their ego so they can escape being some whore, a drug addict, a thief, or whatever the contemporary society deems morally abhorrent at the time. The fact is, moral and religions constantly change to fit the social dynamic and the evolution of man. So that should tell you right there that this trash is fake and inane as professional wrestling. Their texts are often full of contradictions, as are their stories, their oral accounts, whatever the religion is. Their absurd claims that followers use to make all kind of asinine points in a sad attempt to cover up the fact that their beliefs are nonsensical, which I know makes them liars. They often pray, especially Christians, they often pray for people regardless of their faith, which is usually them hoping for something bad to happen to the person so that they'll become miserable enough to see and accept one of their pathetic little gods. This should tell you a lot about the religious type. I mean, to me, religion has no place in the modern world. It is archaic and it's counterproductive, based on the fact that it confines and stifles growth and development, independent thought, and productivity. It is the creation of primitive man, and it needs to stop. It needs to stay in the past with asbestos, flinging feces, and other pastimes of the primitive era. You see, man has come to a stage in life where he can analyze all aspects of his reality. He can change a lot of his reality. He can use this reality to benefit or harm himself, to know enough that God is fake. The majority of the world's population holds a theist point of view, but in more affluent societies, there's an increasing number of free thinkers. They question the validity of these archaic, idiotic beliefs and have come to ponder the relevance of religion. And I think this needs to increase. I think this religious garbage needs to be eradicated so that society can grow and become something important. As society continually advances in all aspects of life, finding new logical explanations for many things is tantamount. It is dangerous and backwards to utilize an opiate of hope for people so desperately in need of something. It doesn't help them in the long run. It's like lying to yourself about dying of cancer. Go to the hospital, motherfucker. It's much more sensible to realize that there are far more intelligent, productive ways to deal with life's challenges. A Jew is not going to float out of the sky and save you from your own idiotic beliefs. Allah or whatever is not going to save you from being a closeted homosexual. Alright? Man Love Thursday and all that shit is just not going to work. It's not going to preserve your culture to bitch slap your daughter and burn your son alive. This doesn't work. I mean, you got to ask yourself some real serious questions here. Where was Jesus when the Anglos were getting burned alive by the Romans, getting enslaved by the Romans? Where was Jesus when the blacks were getting lynched by the KKK? Where was Allah when Libya was getting carpet bombed by Obama? Where was Allah when 1 million Iraqis died? Where were these guys? Where were the voodoo gods when all the African empires like Oyo and Dahomey were getting burned to the ground? Where were these guys? Where are they now? They don't exist. Reality is where you need to be to face the challenges, right on the button, and get the deal going. Because if you don't, the people who are logical, who understand all aspects of reality, they're going to dominate every time. And the stupid people are going to rally against anything logical because they know that they're stupid, and they'll want to preserve their primitive way of life. And what they're going to do is they're always going to stifle development. They're going to cause mass deaths, mass pain, mass suffering by blocking up the flow of information, by blocking up experimentation, by blocking up things that can help humanity socially, they can help humanity medically, technologically, politically, across the board. Religion is garbage, and it needs to go immediately. Immediately. The practice of and the belief in worshiping deities for any reason seems to clash in the area of rationality. It makes no sense. The evidence is always needed. Faith is worthless. It's absolutely worthless. It doesn't work, and using these anecdotal stories and whatnot to validate this shit is nonsense. Self-depriving religions like Buddhism and its variants, they stem from some spoiled kid realizing that life is meaningless, and thus he ran away from his responsibilities to live like some cave dweller, navel-gazing. That's why people like these religions. And then you got the homosexuals who are hated by the Abrahamic religion, so they run to Ifa, they run to Buddhism, they run to Hinduism to escape who they are, and then they cherry pick what they want to have to be spiritual, which is essentially vanity, by the way. Because of what they like to do is they like to go, oh, well, I'm religious and blah, 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 I'm so much better than you because I have a spirituality and I'm a developed person because of this crap. And in reality, you're not. You're just a goddamn degenerate. And that's all I've got to say about that, bitch.